So welcome back to the Life, Edit, and Design podcast. This is season 1 still. We're on the last episode of season 1. This is episode 6. And again, we're still talking about the topic of environment. And I apologize, as always, my dog is still guarding the castle behind me. We're hoping that she'll calm down. But anyway, before we dive into the wardrobe edit, I wanted to talk a little bit about capsule wardrobes. You've heard a lot about it. It's definitely a buzz right now. There's a lot going on. And the wardrobe edit is all about how to do a capsule wardrobe and how to kind of weed out what you have, create a capsule wardrobe so that every month you feel like you have a new set of clothing. And it's something that I've been doing. I did it all summer and was really enjoying it. And so I will share some of that as we go through the podcast. But for a lot of people, I think before you dive into the capsule wardrobe, you should decide if it's even the right thing for you. And that's what this episode is going to be about, is whether or not doing a capsule wardrobe is the right thing for you. And then if you decide at the end of this that you say, yeah, that's, I'm interested and I think I should do it, then you can definitely hop over to lifeditanddesign.com. And in the workshop, you'll see I have a full-blown wardrobe edit, which is based on the wardrobe edit that I did. So I have that for you, but this I really think you need to back up and say, is the wardrobe edit right for me? So before we begin, I think you should head over to lifeditanddesign.com and click on podcast episode 6, and you can download the questionnaire that we're about to go through. And if you can, I would hit pause, go do that right now, so that you can take the questionnaire before I go through all these answers and how they impact you. So a little cheating, we don't want to do a spoiler alert, but I'm going to go through the questionnaire and how those answers impact whether or not you should do a capsule wardrobe. So if you're up for it, hit pause now, hop over to the website. Again, I never ask for your email address. I don't want to spam anybody. If there's a newsletter sign up, if you do want to talk to me, but you certainly don't have to. You can go over to the website and grab that for free. So here we go, on to the actual wardrobe edit. Or I'm sorry, the reasons why you would do a wardrobe. And if you want to go ahead and create a capsule wardrobe and fully edit your wardrobe and make it something that is simpler. So before we dive in, benefits. What are the benefits of doing a capsule wardrobe? So let's start here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that you can see this really well. So first thing is you can definitely save money, right? This is always a big one. Let's get a pretty color to work with here. This is a big one. I think that people kind of, sometimes they buy just because they're bored, right? You look in your wardrobe and you're like, oh, I don't have anything to wear, and you go out and buy. And one of the things that you'll find when you do a capsule wardrobe and a wardrobe edit is that you don't need to buy quite so much anymore. So it's a very cool benefit, is you will save money. Save time. This is another one that I love. When you get up in the morning, you have less to look at, right? So you have less to deal with, less decisions to make. You hear about some of the big celebrities, even somebody like Steve Jobs, who wore the same clothes every day because he didn't have to make decisions. He's going to wear jeans and a turtleneck, and that was the way it was. So you can definitely save time by not having to make those clothing decisions each morning. With a capsule wardrobe, you have a limited number of choices. And if you take the wardrobe edit, I teach you how to make recipes, which are pictures you've taken of outfits. And then you can just thumb through your recipes and see an outfit already pre-made, right down to the jewelry and the shoes, the handbag, whatever you want. And you just pick it, and all the pieces are already assembled for you. So it's kind of like being your own stylist. Once a month, creating a capsule, taking the recipe photos, and saving yourself a ton of time in the morning. This is a big one, greater awareness of your personal style. So a lot of times people don't even realize what they're wearing. They go to the store, oh, this is cute, they buy it. And you don't really look at whether or not you have a cohesive style. And this was something that I realized as I was doing the wardrobe edit for myself for the first time was, I kind of knew what I liked, but until I put it together and started to create a capsule out of it, that's when I started to realize the pieces that totally didn't belong in my wardrobe. And, I tried to keep them in and tried to incorporate them in a capsule, and they stood out as, hey, this doesn't belong. This isn't part of my personal style. So you'll build this awareness. You may not have it now, but as you go through and do this, you become really aware of your personal style, the colors, the textures, the fits that you like. And it really helps you become a smarter shopper. I found this to be true because now I know I'm not like swayed by, oh, that's a cute outfit, I want to buy it. It's more, does that fit into a capsule that I would want to create? Does it fit my personal style? Is it something I can wear 6 different ways, or is it something that I'm really going to have limited use out of? So it's made me a much better shopper. And actually, I don't do that much shopping. I'm saving a lot of money. It's fun. It is downright fun to do a capsule wardrobe. And we'll do the questionnaire, and you may find that you're not the right personality to have fun with this, but I find that this is a lot of fun, and we'll get into that when we do the questionnaire. But it's certainly, I guess you got to be a little bit quirky like me to really enjoy it. Promotes creativity. This is a good one because you have to sit there and look at 10 to 20 different pieces of clothing and say, okay, how many outfits can I come up with? Can I come up with 30 different outfits using just these pieces of clothing? So it really pushes you to be more creative. And instead of going for the same old outfits that you probably always grab, when you sit down and you create these style recipes that we talk about, it really pushes you to be creative and give it more thought than you ever give it when you're rushing in the morning. So it's really a helpful tool to create this. And again, I love the creativity. Better for the environment. That goes back to saving time and money. You're not shopping. You're not spending money. Fast fashion is pretty much a disease. People buy clothes just so they can toss them and move on to the next trend, the next style. There's not seasons anymore like there used to be. Here's the fall season, and it would be out for 3-4 months. Now it's here's the fall season, it's out for 1 week. Next week there's a whole different line of clothes in the store. So it's really bad for the environment. All these cheap clothes that come out, they're being made by laborers who aren't being paid fairly, who aren't in great working conditions. And it's because this consumer economy that we're in has created a demand for this fast fashion. And there are people that are paying the price, and it's certainly the environment, but it's also the social communities in these lesser developed countries that are paying the bill for creating our clothing. So that feeds right into disputes of the consumer lifestyle. Like, kind of don't fall prey to this consumer lifestyle. Kind of be more conscious, be a conscious shopper, buy things that are of quality and pay a fair price for them, but also don't just feel like, oh, I'm going to toss it next season and come up with something brand new. Hang on to your clothes. Don't be a consumer, the ultimate consumer. Buy good things that last for a long time. Reduces clutter. This is a big one, and it goes right hand in hand with this one, reducing stress. So you open your closet, you're not overwhelmed by the amount of choices in there, which is visually gives you the clutter, but also gives you the mental stress. So that both goes away. When you have a capsule wardrobe and you're only looking at a handful of clothes, again, you don't have to make a ton of time making decisions. So you don't have that stress and you don't have that visual clutter. It's really great. And then setting a good example for children, or if you have younger siblings, depending on your age. This is important. I mean, people look up to you, whether you're a parent or whether you're the older sister or older brother. People look up to you for what you're doing. And if you're setting an example of, hey, I only have X number of outfits in my closet. I only have 5 pairs of pants and 10 tops, whatever it is. You're setting an example for other people to follow, whether it's your coworkers or the people living right in your house. And I think that's important because, again, I really believe that we need to put an end to this highly consumer-based lifestyle that we live. And if you're setting a good example, you're making an impact on the generations that follow. As always, I've given you some lines to put in your own reasons. You may have other benefits. So for you, it might be that you feel better when you have less clothing to wear, or you don't even like shopping, and it just feels good to not have to have any reason to go shopping, that you have plenty. You may be that the benefits are, if you're sticking with the same clothes, you're tempted to stay at the same size, so it helps you not gain weight or whatever. I'm sure you have your own personal reasons. So I've left you some spaces here where you can do that and put in your own reasons. So spoiler alert again, we're about to go into the questionnaire. So should you go to a capsule wardrobe, and should you do the wardrobe edit? That is the question. So this is the questionnaire. I kept it very simple. Yes, no questions. If you haven't taken it, go ahead, do it right now, because I'm going to go through how these things impact you as whether or not you're a good candidate to do a capsule wardrobe. So here we go. First thing, do you like puzzles? Yes or no? So yes, let me switch over. Yes, love puzzles. Why is this important? Remember we talked about the creativity in the last slide. Puzzles are big. If you love to kind of think creatively and put things together in different ways, that's what a capsule wardrobe is. It's just a small puzzle that happens to hang in your closet instead of sitting on your countertop or on your tabletop. It's just a way of thinking and looking at stuff and saying, well, can I mix this with this? What would stripes look like with this pattern? Or really thinking outside the box. It's all about puzzles. So if you don't like puzzles, you might not like a capsule wardrobe. I'm not saying it's a definite no for you, but if you love puzzles, then that's a good indicator that a capsule wardrobe is for you. Do you have a desire or a need to spend less on clothing? Maybe you can't afford to have all the latest and greatest outfits, but you want to feel like you look good every time you go out. So if you have a desire or a need to spend less, that's a big old yes here, then it's a good idea for you to do a capsule wardrobe. You're going to get more mileage out of the clothes that you own. You won't need to spend less. So if you're somebody who realizes, we'll jump to here. Are you addicted to shopping? And if you realize you're someone who's addicted to shopping and you want to spend less on clothing, then a capsule wardrobe might be great for you. That's if you're interested in breaking the addiction. If you're not interested in breaking the addiction, then a capsule wardrobe is not for you. I'll be right up front, because you're not going to be buying any more new clothes because you don't need them. But if you feel like, I am addicted to shopping, I go out and buy clothes I don't need, I look in my closet and there's things hanging with tags on them and I don't need that, then the capsule wardrobe is a great way to break that addiction and also to build that need and desire to spend less on clothing. If you dislike shopping, if you're one of those people, and I happen to be more here on the addicted to shopping side than on the dislike shopping side. My daughter Kira is much more on the dislike shopping side than I am. But if you dislike shopping, the capsule wardrobe is perfect for you. Put a check there, because you won't have a reason to go out and buy clothes. You'll realize you have plenty in your wardrobe already. And if you do need to get something, it's going to be very specific. You're going to know from looking at your recipes, like, this is what I need, this is what's missing. And you'll be able to pick that out and shop quickly, get in, buy the item you want, or even go online, find the item you want, which is even better, and get out. So if you said yes to these, then a capsule wardrobe might be right for you. Next is, do you typically layer clothing? And this, if you say no to this, then you may want to think twice about a capsule wardrobe. If this is definitely something that you're going to want to be on the yes side. And why is that? Capsule wardrobes rely on variety based on a few basics. So it's the layering and the combining of the items that really makes your wardrobe look different. And so if you typically wear a top and a bottom, it's going to be hard for you to keep mixing it up. So you need, the bottom is obviously pretty simple, but the top you need to have, a vest, a scarf, maybe 2 shirts layered, maybe a scarf and 2 shirts layered, a sweater, a jacket. So you really need to have layers to make each outfit look different. So if you're not the layering type, then this might be a problem for you. If you typically wear dresses and you wear a dress, well, after 5 days you've worn every dress, you're going to have 10 dresses in your wardrobe just to come up with 2 different weeks worth of outfits. Where if you layer, you may only need 2 skirts, 2 pairs of pants, and 1 dress, and you mix and match all the layers and it looks different every time. You can get away with a lot less clothing. So that's something to be aware of. Layering is important when you're going to go with a capsule wardrobe. Do you wear distinctive clothing? This is where you kind of want to be on the no side. If your clothing is very memorable and very bold and makes a statement and people remember it when they see you in it, that's going to create a problem for you because it's going to be hard to mix and match and blend it in. You're better off with a lot of basics. Oh, sorry, it's time to guard the castle again. You're better off with a lot of basics, some basic t-shirts or basic blouses. But once you start to get into really flashy, memorable, bold statements, it's hard to blend that. And that's one of the things I found with my summer recipe that I just finished doing. And I had a shirt with sequins on it. And it was like a pretty blue, but it was a distinctive length. It was a distinctive cut, and the sequins really made it stand out. And I found I couldn't wear it week after week. It just didn't blend in. It stood out. So you really want to be more on the side of wearing basics and not so much on this distinctive clothing side. Next, are you tight on closet space? This is not a deal breaker. You can be a yes or a no here, but if you're definitely tight on closet space, the capsule wardrobe will save you a ton of time, and you won't have to sort through the clutter and the stress because your closet will be neat, organized, and much less stuff in it. It'll be more of a minimalist closet. So if you're tight on closet space, you're going to love doing a capsule wardrobe. If you're not tight on capsule space or closet space, you could definitely still do a capsule wardrobe. What I do is, and you can see this is a picture of what I had in my capsule this past month. These items were all on one side of my closet, and then all the items I was not wearing were on the other side of my closet. So I had a decent sized bar, but these items here only took up, say 6 inches on the bar, and the remainder of the bar was free for me to just have clothes that I wasn't wearing that season. So not a deal breaker here, but if you're tight on closet space, you will love a capsule wardrobe. Next, are you open to making style changes? Again, not a deal breaker here if you're a yes or a no on this, but I think you'd do better. You'd be better served if you're a yes. And that's because you're going to have to start to weed through. You can't just buy this cute outfit, that cute outfit, because they're not going to blend well when you start to build a capsule. You need some cohesive style, a personal style that kind of is consistent and goes together. So if you find that you have clothes that are really just all over the place, then you might need to make some style changes to make your personal style just fit you and fit the clothes in your wardrobe. So I would hope everybody be open to making some changes. I mean, we're all lifelong learners, right? So there's always room to change. But if you feel like, my style is my style, that's okay. Again, it's not a deal breaker as long as your style is cohesive. But if your style's all over the place, you're going to need to narrow down the variety a bit and come up with something more cohesive. Again, in the wardrobe edit, we talk about this when we go through it. Do you know your personal style? Again, not a deal breaker. This for me was a kind of, actually it was more of a maybe. I was kind of in the middle. I knew some of the things I liked. I liked long clothes. I liked layered clothes. But I wasn't paying as much attention to the colors and fabrics. I wasn't aware of that. And so as I did the wardrobe edit, I really started to hone in on my personal style. So this, you could be okay in either category, because as you do the capsules, you really start to develop your personal style even more. So it's okay if you're a yes or a no on this one, but it does help if you have some sense of your personal style, because it will help you build the capsules faster. If you have absolutely no idea what your personal style is, you're going to struggle a little bit. Doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means you're going to spend a little bit more time researching. Next, are most of your clothes in good condition? This is where, again, you want to be more on the yes side than the no side. And why is that? You're going to be wearing the clothes in your capsule more often. So if you're choosing from 70 items in your closet, and on any given day, you're probably going to rotate on a couple of few that are really heavy use, but then there's others that you can kind of grab. And so if you have something that's not in great condition, you might only wear it once a month and it's not a big deal. When you're doing a capsule wardrobe, it's a different story. You're wearing that same item probably every week. And so it needs to be in good condition. It can't be stained, because people are going to start to notice it. You can't hide it. And if it's something that just can't hold up to the wear and tear, you're going to have a problem. So you really want to have your clothes in good condition. Doesn't mean you have to spend a ton of money on them. I'm not saying you have to have the expensive brands. You can certainly have, a t-shirt that's just, a basic budget t-shirt and make it work, but it has to be in good condition. It's going to be washed a lot. It's going to be worn a lot. So you don't want it to be ragged. Do you tend to vary your clothes by season? This, I think, again, you want to be on the yes side, but you don't have to be. But I think you're going to have more fun if you're on the yes side. And that's what I teach in the wardrobe edit, because you want to be able to change up your clothes. Yes, a capsule wardrobe is fun and you do it for the month, but next month you're really going to be tired of those same, here I had this many out pieces of clothing. You're going to be pretty tired of that next month and next month and next month. And some of these colors, if you notice, these light colors, these are summery colors. Actually, this whole thing is summery colors, because this was my summer wardrobe. So if I didn't have availability to change that up, first of all, it would get very hard to get into the fall season with those clothes. And second, I'd get very bored and very antsy. So I know that other people do this for a lifetime. I do it for a month at a time. I choose my clothing for the month, and then all these clothes go aside and I don't wear them the next month. And that is because I have a lot of clothing and I don't want to buy anything new. That's absolutely off the table, but I'm picky and choosy about what I've got now. And after I wore this, this item came out of my wardrobe and didn't come back. And this item, there was a sweater. So I got really picky about my wardrobe after I experienced the wardrobe, and I realized, okay, these things don't go with my capsules long term, so they came out of the wardrobe. But I find that I have enough clothes, and so probably down the road, as I weed through my clothing, I'll just have a summer season of clothing and a fall season and a winter season. I don't really have a spring season of clothing. So that will get my wardrobe down to a much smaller, much more minimal wardrobe. But for now, I'm working with what I have, and I vary my clothes by season. So I think that that's important just to give you the variety. You at least need a summer set and a winter set, but you're probably going to have a fall, maybe a spring set, just to vary it up, to have fresh colors. That's what I found, is it's not so much anything about the fit or the style, it was the colors. I wanted to change my colors with the changing seasons. So that's important. And lastly, does the concept of a capsule wardrobe intrigue you? And that should be intrigue you. So again, basic stuff, but it is important that you want to do this. This should not be a should. This should be, and that's terrible to use in the same sentence, but you want this to be something you're interested in doing, you're curious about doing, you want to try it out, because remember we talked about it being fun. Fun is if when you like puzzles, fun is when you're interested in the topic and you want to go ahead and try it. Without those pieces in place, you don't want to do a capsule wardrobe. It's not for you if you feel like it's a chore, or you feel like, I saw the 333 project where she wore 33 items, I forget how she did it, 33 items for 3 months. I forget what the threes were. But if that's not you, and if you find that just very challenging, then the wardrobe edit is not for you, and a capsule wardrobe is not for you. So I really want you to be thinking about whether or not you want to do this. So answer the questions as honestly as you can. And if a capsule wardrobe edit is not right for you, that's okay. At least you just listened to this podcast, you lost a little bit of time, but you learned a bit about a capsule wardrobe and you learned that it's not for you. If it is for you, let's move on to next steps. So what would be your next steps? You need to understand your personal style. You need to know the fit, the colors, and the textures that really work for you. And these may vary by season. Obviously, the colors and textures will, but even the fit may vary by season. And you need to know what these things are, because you're building your capsule, and these have to blend together. So if you look here, my summer capsule, it's a little bit off. I had a turquoise, I had some greens, and it was all pastels. So if you look, it was all pastels except for this one shirt. And when I mentioned, remember I talked about something distinctive that didn't blend in? It was this shirt. It didn't blend in with the pastels, but it was okay to have a punch every now and again, but I couldn't wear it as frequently as I could wear these items, and especially the whites. I could certainly wear them a lot. So you need to understand what your fits, your colors, and your textures are so that they can blend together. You need to evaluate your wardrobe. You need to take out the pieces that don't make sense, and you need to look for gaps. So going forward, I know that this is not a heavy use item because it was very distinct. It was sleeveless, it had a hood, it was kind of a mid-calf or mid-thigh length, and it had all these sequins on it. So people could remember where I wore it, so it wasn't a heavy rotation item the way that these t-shirts, I could wear them each week, and nobody really remembered them. It was the scarf I wore with them, even this black t-shirt, the things I mixed and matched with them. You didn't really pay attention to the shirt itself, you were just looking at the outfit as a whole. So you need to look for the pieces that will work for you, and you need to look for gaps. So as I was doing this, I noticed, this sleeveless shirt, I wound up not having a good shirt I could layer underneath those items in this particular capsule. Everything else was sweaters or jackets that had long sleeves, and so I realized, oops, I'm in air conditioning, I need long sleeves, these pieces don't go with that, so it was a gap. So I could either get rid of the pieces, or I could fill the gap and get a long sleeve t-shirt. So you need to be able to evaluate your wardrobe, look for gaps, and edit out pieces. Next thing is designing your capsules. So again, if you go to the course, the workshop that I have on it, you'll see actual pictures of my capsules as I'm creating them. I put them right on there with the jewelry that I'm creating, and I also take pictures of each outfit. So the outfits are your recipes. So you develop your personal rules, which are what are the things you do wear, again, which is based on this, your fit, your colors, your textures, your personal style. And so you develop your personal rules. So for me, one of my rules is my bottoms are always black. It just made my life so much simpler. I wear black pants. That way my shoes, my socks, and my underwear are all black. Decision done. I don't have to worry about the bottom half of my body at all. And all my variety comes from the top half. So that's one of my personal rules. Another personal rule is a shoe has to be comfortable. If it's not comfortable, it's coming out. I don't care how cute it is. I don't know how great I look in them. If I can't wear them all day, they're gone. So you need to develop your personal rules, and then you need to make your recipes and record them. And by recording them, I just mean take a picture of them. So you can take a picture of them on hangers, or you can take a picture of them on your body. I've done both. Not sure which one I like better. I think they each had something like I could see the shirts on the hangers better than the shirts on my body. But when they're on my body, I could kind of see the more complete outfit. So again, up to you, but you need to record your wardrobes because it's going to make it easier. So the next time this wardrobe capsule comes up, it's going to be so easy for me because I already have all the pictures. And all I have to do is go to those pictures, flip through and say, oh, I know how this is all going to go together. And it'll be very easy for me to recreate that next year. And by next year, I mean because summer is over. Sadly, we're into fall. So that just shows you I know what the capsule is because I've taken a picture of it and I know how to put it together. So these are all things that will help you do a great job at adopting the capsule wardrobe lifestyle. And then you just rinse and repeat monthly, which is what I do. So in my case, this is a summer wardrobe, so I don't need to go back to it, but I'm doing it all again for fall, and I'm mixing and matching my different fall outfits, and I'll have capsules that I can reuse. And then next year when summer comes, again, I'm going to pop out that capsule, and I know exactly what I'm going to wear. So if you want to take the full wardrobe edit course, go to lifeeditdesign.com. You'll see workshops. Pop into the workshops and you'll find the wardrobe edit, which is a video course, and I take you through this, but then you also see my actual capsules. And you can see what I've worn that month, and you can see how many pieces I had. I think the number keeps coming up at 27 right now. I seem to have 27 pieces between my tops and my jewelry and my pants that I'm counting. So that is how you can decide whether or not you want to do a capsule wardrobe. So we went over the benefits and the questionnaire. So the point of this whole podcast is what is a capsule wardrobe? Is it worth all that hubbub? And is it right for you? So I think it's a very, very cool thing to do. And it's up to you whether you now, after taking this questionnaire, feel like, yeah, I want to give it a try. And you don't have to wait for the first of the month. You can just start today. Go through, create the capsule, create recipes based off the capsule, and then dive in and see if the capsule wardrobe really works for you. Because you don't know. I mean, the questionnaire is nice, but until you actually do it, you don't really know. And again, if you love puzzles, I think you're going to have a great time. You're going to have fun with this. I know I'm having fun. I look forward to each month coming up with a new capsule, and I love coming up with outfits every time just to see what I can come up with. So that's it for this episode. As always, you can contact me either through the Etsy shop or through my website, both called lifeeditanddesign.com. You can also go out on Instagram, find me there, same handle, lifeeditanddesign.com. So I hope to see you next time. That's it for this season where we talked all about the environment, which was the surroundings and the things that you own. We'll see you next time.